Hey, you. Yes, you. I believe in you. I believe you should be a songwriter. No, you might not be famous, recognized, or have a career in it, but I believe it's good for your soul because, well, it's been really good for mine. Hey guys, it's Joseph San Jose here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my mission is to help people pray through music. I'm a worship leader and a songwriter, and in my day job, I'm a Catholic missionary. For the last few years, I've been posting a lot of music like worship covers and original music on this channel. But for the last year, I've been taking it slow. Now, before I get into the story, could you please help me out by hitting the subscribe button? I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Do you want to be in that first 1,000? So consider turning on the notification bell to find out when my latest video drops. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. And if you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button. Now, I've been doing a lot of exploring in the midst of my full-time ministry and raising my young family. I've felt a call to dive really deep into the world of songwriting. Like, really deep. Like 10 years deep. Yes, that's right. I want to get really skilled at the craft of songwriting over the next 10 years. I've just turned 30, so by the time that I'm 40, well, I don't know if I'm going to be a master, but I hope I'm at least really good at it. I don't really have a major career aspiration because I already have a career, other than the fact that I want to get really good at something for its own sake. I guess you could say that it's a bit of a call from God. But as soon as the idea popped into my head, it really motivated and excited me, and that's inspired a lot of new initiatives. Like, for example, there's my EP. I'm finally going to be releasing my own EP of new music, original music, over the next few months. Last February, I went to my friend Nick Zambon's home studio in Ottawa to record 4 of my favorite songs that I've written through the years. Now, I was hoping to release it sometime this year, but due to the coronavirus, like everything else, it got delayed. Then, just through different opportunities, I started to learn how to write. I took some courses like Bethel's Worship University Online and Worship Central course. I did a bunch of songwriting alone and with friends. I took a lot of steps forward, but I wanted to hold myself accountable to my journey and even bless others along the way. I simply want to grow and learn, and I just want to create videos to hold myself accountable. Which brings me to the focus of this video. Why do I write songs? Let's start with that before we get to why you should consider songwriting as well. For me, it boils down to a fundamental belief that I have as a Christian in who I am and in who God is. Because I believe I am a son of God the Father through what Jesus has done for me in the cross, and in the Holy Spirit, I believe I am made in the image and likeness of God. That means I am made in the image and likeness of a creator. The same God who wrote and spoke and sang all of creation into existence, I am made in the image and likeness of. That means if I'm truly being myself as the image and likeness of God, then I am being creative. Now, creative doesn't necessarily mean I'm being only a songwriter. It means we're called to be creative in some way. We're all called differently. For me, I've always felt drawn to writing. I've been writing since I was in grade 3, when I wrote my first short story. And in high school, I started writing songs. Some of them are okay, most of them were terrible. I won't be posting any of these songs on my channel because none of them were worship songs. But as I came back to my faith more than 10 years ago now, music became such a huge part of how I grew in my relationship with God. I remember encountering God through worship music and being so captured by how it echoed the prayers in my heart. I remember watching videos of my role model, Matt Maher, and thought, man, I want to do what Matt is doing. That's how I started wanting to be a worship leader, and the thought of writing worship songs became a thing. At first, my songs were just imitating what everyone else was doing at the time. I was trying to write a worship song in the vein of Hillsong or Matt Maher or Bethel. I wasn't trying to make music. At that time, I was trying to make music so that other people could hear it. But something was missing. It didn't feel authentic. In the last few years, my relationship with God through prayer has been deepening, and I've been growing in closeness with Him. Songwriting now feels like a simple way of communicating with God. Whenever I experience God's presence, or when I hear Him speak to me in prayer, songwriting is just a way I express my response back to God. And this was where I started to get a really powerful idea in my head about what worship really is, and what my songwriting could mean for me. In the book of Revelation, there's a lot of scriptures about what worship will be like in heaven. And a lot of what I'm talking about comes from some teachings by Pastor Dale Johnson, in Vancouver through the Worship Central Conference. This is what we as Christians believe we're meant for in eternity in heaven. See, the idea of heaven and how we're meant to live out our lives in heaven for the rest of time, heaven is eternity in the presence of God. It isn't quite feathers and angels and pearly gates and halos like in the movies. In the Catholic Church, we have a term for it called the Beatific Vision. And ultimately, it really just means total union with God, where every tear will be wiped away. It's a place of total joy and fulfillment. And in heaven, with the angels and saints, we'll be crying out, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord who was, who is, and who is to come." We'll be singing worship music forever, essentially. You know, when you're really in a time of worship and you experience that freedom, you experience that closeness with God, that lightness, that deep consolation and warmth. Now, I believe that heaven will be like that, but 100 billion times over. If you can imagine what it's like right now, just for a few moments on earth, imagine how much more will it be for heaven. So if that was true, this means that our lives on earth in worship could then be a time of preparation. That every time we worship and sing on earth, we could be rehearsing, preparing for an eternity in heaven. We're warming up our songs, we're warming up our voices, our souls for heaven. But then I thought, what's the song that I'm going to be bringing to heaven? What song is God calling me to bring to heaven? I'm going to have a whole eternity with Him. And so I personally felt convicted that God was calling me to bring my own songs to heaven. Not just songs that Hillsong or Bethel or anybody else wrote. God was calling me to bring my own song. So for me, that's my strongest why. God is calling my name, and I am on a pilgrimage towards eternal union with Him in heaven. My destiny is to worship Him forever and always in heaven, in eternal relationship with Him. It's to say with my whole heart, "Holy, holy, holy unto His sacred heart." But the thing is, He doesn't want me just to sing worship songs that other people wrote. He wants the song of my heart. He wants my unique song. He's prepared a place for me in heaven. I have my own spot in heaven's choir to sing my own parts. Nobody else is going to sing those parts for me. Nobody's going to take that spot in heaven's choir for me among the angels and the saints. I have my own songs that He is waiting for me alone to sing. No one else is going to sing those songs for me. So that's why I personally feel called to write my own songs. Even if nobody else on this planet ever hears them, and trust me, you're going to hear them, I'm really first and foremost writing them for my God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And that's why I believe you should write your own songs too. Even if you're not ever meant to share them with others or have a career in radio in them or be a big, flashy worship leader on stage, God ultimately has a place for you on His stage in eternity, in union, in intimate relationship with Him. He wants you to sing your own song, the song of your whole soul, of your whole life, meant for Him to hear. He wants you to cry out, "Holy, holy, holy," in your own words, with your own devotion and love, with your words, with your songs, but with your whole life. And He's not waiting for you until you die to start singing. He wants you to sing your own song now. This is my belief. This is my conviction. And this is what I hope to start talking about through this YouTube channel that I'd love to share with you and reflect on. What do you think? Have you ever considered songwriting as a simple practice of prayer? Now, lastly, before I go, do you want to see more videos like this, or are you guys happy with worship and original music? Let me know in the comments below. I'm looking forward to having you join me on my songwriting pilgrimage over the next 10 years. Until the next video, God bless you and have a great week.